Right there, guys. Hope you're all doing well. So, this video, I'm going to talk about Ruben Amorim, touch on Xabi Alonso, and De Zerbi again. Now, there's a few contradictions going around, I think, in regards to the release clause for Ruben Amorim, and it depends who you believe, really. But before I do that, I just wanted to just ask any of you: did you go to the Legends game or watch it at the weekend? I went to the Legends game and I met three lads from here, and from Cop Talk. I met Sean, Martin, and Bry. Great bunch of lads to meet in person, to be fair. I had a great day. I can't thank them enough for inviting me to go with them. And, I got seats in the Cop where I've never sat in the Cop before. I've sat in other stands and everything, mainly Annie Road, and that's normally where I end up getting to sit when I go. But yeah, great bucket list, you know what I mean? I always wanted to sit in the Cop, and yeah, it wasn't like a proper competitive game or anything like that, but still, just to be there and see some players from, legends from when I was a teenager, Steven Gerrard, Fernando Torres, Daniel Agger, these were guys that I looked up to when I was in my late teens, do you know what I mean? And them three again were the ones that stood out for me. Gerrard again still got that competitive edge, so does Daniel Agger, and some of you that are a little bit older than me might be able to tell me if this is what he was like anyway back when he played back then, but I didn't realise that Torres was such a talkative leader on the pitch. Like, I could hear him shouting and bawling at people. I can't remember which goal it was. It might have been the Elzar one, when Cisse delayed a pass to Torres, and Torres proper started giving him some shit, and then, Cisse gave it back, and then we scored from it, whichever one it was, I can't really remember now. And then Agger as well, and Mark Gonzalez. Agger giving him some crap because he missed like a pass, or he didn't go try hard enough to get a ball or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've still got it in him. And, after the game with Torres saying that, he'll come back next season, be even fitter. This is the first time he's played in a proper match for 5 years since he's retired. Like, all power to him. And, Sven as well, like, it was such a good welcome for him and a good moment for him to actually experience that, managing Liverpool at Anfield. Like, I'm not going to like lie and say, it touched me. Do you know what I mean? It was a proper touching moment. So, again, I can't thank Sean, Martin, and Brian enough for giving me the opportunity to go with him. And, Martin taught us the 7Ps, not that I can remember them now. And, Sean took us to his favourite, chips and curry sauce shop, and had a pint in one at bars. And, I had to go after the game because something happened, and they went up to the AXA training ground, and, I'm jealous about that, but I can go another time, and, we've already been talking about meeting up again and doing something. So, yeah, thanks, guys, for inviting me and letting me enjoy the day with you. It was such a great crack. I loved it. But, yeah, just to get on with this Amorim stuff now, because I'm kind of wasting my time a little bit, guys. So, Lewis Steele. I've never really heard of this journalist, but it says here that he is the... let me find it again. He is the Merseyside football reporter for the Mail. Now, he's put out an article today at like 2:15, and it touches on a few things in regards to stuff. And it says that, Alonso remains the front runner and Liverpool will fight for him despite the noise in Germany that Bayern believe he's heading to Bavaria. Reports in Germany have suggested that Alonso would prefer to stay in the Bundesliga, but Liverpool have had little indication to lower their expectations. Instead, they will do battle with Bayern, as both appear to have made Alonso their number one candidate. Which, I think I still believe that. My heart still says that Alonso will be the next manager of Liverpool, but I'm not going to lie, guys, my head is leaning more and more towards Ruben Amorim, and I'll cover that in a bit. And then it touches on Roberto De Zerbi as well. Basically because not Simon Hughes, I always call him Simon Hughes. Richard Hughes is a massive fan of him. He tried to get him when he was at Bournemouth, it says here, 2 years ago. And it says here that Hughes grew up playing in the Atlanta Academy, and coincidentally, they played Liverpool in the Europa League. And he came up against De Zerbi many times in youth when he was playing for AC Milan. De Zerbi has long been mentioned as a potential successor for Klopp, albeit noise slightly died down during a tough start to 2024 for Brighton. Now, for me, De Zerbi, when I look at him, I don't see a Liverpool manager. I could see him at United or Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Don't know why, but I could just see him with that, the big overcoat on with the blue for the Chelsea on it and stuff like that. And, maybe that's just because I see him wearing the same colour for Brighton. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, but I just don't think he's got Liverpool manager on him. If Liverpool do end up appointing him, of course I will support him and give him benefit of the doubt. But right now, I don't really, I don't see him as the Liverpool manager. Now, in this article here, Lewis does also touch on Amorim, so I'm just going to cover this now when he goes on to say that Amorim has been described by those close to him as a master communicator. It is believed he scored high on internal data tests led by Liverpool's head of research, Will Spearman. The Portuguese boss shares an agent with Luis Diaz forward, and Sporting, this is the bit here, Sporting would demand a world record fee in compensation that Portuguese experts suggest would be around £25 million if any club wanted to poach him. Now, I've done a video on that in the past where, yes, it's here. The Athletic reported back in, February the 28th. This is David Ornstein and James Pearce. They both said that Amorim was, again, high on the data list. He was on there. One of his fitness staff is Paulo Barrera, and he used to work at Liverpool. And they said here, this is the bit that's contradicted to what Lewis has just said. One possible complication is Amorim's buyout clause, which stands at £8.6 million, lower than it was last year when it was close to double that, but still relevantly high. So, who do you believe, guys? Do you believe, Ornstein and Pearce, Ornstein up there with probably one of the best journalists in the UK, reporting that it's 8.6 million? Or do you believe the Merseyside reporter, Lewis Steele, that it's 25? Like, I personally remember seeing the 25 million one when he was first linked with us. But apparently that was last year, and it's been cut again this year to the 8.6, according to, I say, Ornstein and that. And to be fair, guys, Amorim is the one, as I've mentioned previously, that's coming more and more to the front of my mind as becoming the next Liverpool manager. As this article states, he's got the same agent as Luis Diaz. We have seen lately news about Diaz wanting to go, leave Liverpool, potentially to Barcelona. So you've got to think that Liverpool are having some sort of communication with his agent anyway. So Amorim may have come up in conversation. Like, I've got a theory, I put it out there earlier on a live stream on Cop Talk, that basically, Liverpool might have gone up to this agent and said, we want Amorim, what's crack, like, can we get it done? And then his agent might have turned around and been like, yeah, well, like, we can do something here for Amorim for you, but what can you do for me for Diaz? Because he wants to move out. He wants to leave. And then that's when Liverpool gone, oh yeah, he can go 100 million. He can go for 100 million. And maybe that's where that figure came from. These discussions do take place, guys, with stuff like this. And the whole Portuguese link as well with Amorim. How many players have we been linked with in the past due to, like, Edwards and Julian Ward? Like Jota, Mateus Nunes, Manuel Ugarte, Darwin Nunes, Luis Diaz, all these players. Like, we've got some players at his team now. There's what's he called? Inacio. He's a centre back that plays for him now. Liverpool want him. There's the other centre back, Ousmane Diomande. Liverpool want him. There's all these other factors that just kind of point towards that Amorim could be the guy, guys. And there's another article that came out earlier on today, and it was like where Liverpool, well, not Liverpool, but where FSG could target their next club. And at first I theorised, whatever, you know what I mean, that it could have been South America, like Brazil, because we were linked with that club that begins with a B and wears black and white. Can't remember the names. I don't know. You're going to have a look for it. Brazilian team, begins with a B, wears black and white. Someone put a comment down below who it is. I thought it'd be them, but the Athletic are saying it could be France, Belgium, or Portugal. Could be where FSG look to buy this other club, which again, not to just keep going on and trying to build this whole thing around Amorim, Liverpool have been linked with that technical director at Benfica, I think it is, to come into FSG and do the similar thing that Edwards is doing. But it's there, Pedro Marquez. It's here. He's the technical director at Benfica, and they're trying to get him to join the reshaping of the operation this summer. And UEFA as well this summer have also loosened the rules, haven't they, around multi-club ownership and competing in the European football tournaments. So I don't know, guys. There's some quotes here just in regards to this multi-club thing from Gardner. I don't know what his first name is. Basically, it goes that Portugal is an obvious choice for Liverpool. Villa bought a club there. It's a key talent development market for players coming in from Brazil. Chelsea went to France, which would be another option. Portugal or France would seem the most likely destination. There's new media rights deals coming up in the Portuguese league, which is making the distribution of TV money a bit more lucrative. The idea of owning a club there is more attractive. There is so much interest in that market that the club's valuations have been inflated. Chelsea owner Todd Bowley has been looking around in Portugal, and some of the numbers I've seen coming out of Portugal have been crazy. But a lot will depend on the size of the club that FSG are looking at. So, again, guys, that's just something to bear in mind. I know, I'm trying to kind of link it all into the whole Amorim thing, but, it is what it is. But anyway, guys, that's just what I wanted to cover, really, was the release clause contradiction, and should I say, the multiple reports that are coming out about that. Let me know down below, guys, what you think on all of this. Are you still thinking that Alonso's going to be the new manager of Liverpool? Is there anybody else that you think could be coming in? FSG always like to pull someone out of the bag that we've never even heard of. Like Angie Slot, is that his name over at Ajax or something at the moment? Could it be him? Let me know, guys, in the comments down below what you think on all that, and also let me know what you thought of the Legends game, and I'll catch you in the next one.